better choices, and we do focus, the majority of this presentation on how to go through your own political journey and become a competitive alternative to the two parties and the best practices that go into running for office. And of course, how our tools can plug into that. A lot of that experience is a process, and that process decides in the very formative stages or is built on the very formative stages of what goes into deciding to run for office. And the first question that I will ever ask candidates, that Rob will ever ask candidates, or or people who are considering, voting for a candidate or working with a candidate, it is the most frequently asked question that someone who is running for office and therefore considering running for office will often get is what should be a pretty basic one, right? Why are you running for office? It's a question that is sometimes wrought with peril. Being able to answer and understand why you're running and communicating that why to someone is not quite as simple as it might be. And as we'll show you in a few minutes, it is in fact something that has tripped up many a candidate for the highest office in the country, the presidency, on more than one occasion, and famously so when it happens. So the question is, well, what goes into a compelling why statement? How can you tell other people and also understand in your own sense how to best communicate the why behind the decision to run? A lot of that starts with your mission and motivation, right? What has been the inspiration for you or for others for you to make a pretty big decision, a big life decision, sometimes life altering decision to consider running for public office and serving other people? What are the values and the beliefs that have guided that decision-making process, and not just the decision to run for office, but oftentimes the values and beliefs that have guided you up to date in your life so far? Most elections are about about a choice, and central to that choice is how do you describe your vision for the future and the change that you want to see made in your community? And finally, what is the personal story and experience that has informed your perspective as a person, as potentially an employee or a business owner, and as ultimately as a political candidate? And oftentimes, what we say about campaigns is that it's a very much a storytelling exercise. And being able to understand your why is an exercise in how do you frame your campaign story and help people understand in many ways that you are sort of the protagonist of your story and your campaign.